As a physician and surgeon, I have great admiration for medical professionals, scientists, and all who are working around the clock to curb the spread of COVID-19. I am also a man of faith.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. I'm going to present to you the evidence that President Russell M. Nelson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a false prophet, whose only intention is to murder you. He is Dr. Death incarnate. This video is the introduction. We'll see how many days I can keep up an update for you. The coronavirus was warned from before it became an issue in the United States. The medical professionals, the doctors, begged and pleaded for the government, both local and national, to shut everything down, send everybody home until this passed over. The government officials refused. Nelson, as I will keep reminding you in each and every single video, is a medical doctor, but instead chose the dogma of false doctrine that Mormonism does not believe in. Mormonism is about faith without works is dead. And we're not talking action. Mormonism is not about talking the talk and walking the walk. It is about becoming the being of which you speak of. And so, because our leaders and Nelson refused to shut down from the beginning, they caused the escalation. They caused the escalation. Do you understand that? They are the ones to blame. They are the ones responsible. They are the ones accountable. Nelson, a medical doctor, is the cause and is accountable. After they shut down finally, it was obviously taking too long. That was the consequences. We were told by the medical professionals that if you hesitate, it will take longer to go away. But again, those in leadership positions, even Nelson, refused to keep shutting down. They didn't like giving free money to people who were no longer working. In Utah, there are a bunch of people who said, I'm not trading my job for $600. My job is now essential, and refused to shut down, refused to go home. And as a consequence, it's going to take even longer because they opened up too soon. Businesses too soon. And so people get frustrated. School time is now here. Schools are now being opened. And it's going to get worse, as it already has been, as I'm going to go over with you. And it's going to take even longer now to get under control. We have no choice but to wait for a vaccine. This is one that requires a vaccine. And we may never get one. The companies that are working on a vaccine for money and fame and popularity, oh yeah, they're saying, oh, we're so close, we're in the final stage, we're testing in Russia. That's not how science does things. The scientists were telling us it's going to take years to properly test. And with this rushing, we know damn well it's going to take even longer because they're wasting their time rushing the science. These are the consequences of following false leaders, following false prophets. And so going forward, all I'm going to do is show the clip of Nelson to remind you of who the cause is for the Mormon Church. Oy vey. Oh, what? Expel those demons. And then go over the daily dead. Herbert has already acknowledged that in the beginning, to justify opening businesses, he purposely manipulated the number of tests to keep the number of new cases below 200. That's not how you control a virus. That's not how you restore society. That is not following the health professionals. For school, it's even worse. He said, well, we need to keep our number below 400. Wait a minute, 400 is more than 200. So businesses are more important than children. The economy is more important than our children. Nelson is also a part of this. Don't leave him out. He opened up the church. Kids are going to church with their families. Don't forget that. Temples are now being opened, where family units go for the ordinances now and expose each other. Nelson is causing the death of family units in the church, as he claims, oh, well, the temple ordinances are essential. We've got to get them done. Screw the virus. The ordinances can wait. The ordinances can be done out of the temple. Did you know that? You can have a private ceremony in your homes. All you need to be is a Melchizedek priesthood holder. But they won't let you. They want control. They try to tell you that, oh no, you have to have the sealing power. Melchizedek priesthood is the sealing power. Read your Old Testament. Who performed the marriages? The Father. Okay. So, to show you that I've been tracking it, I created a chart for this month, August. And previous months have been also recorded. I don't trust the government, and having done this chart, I know why I don't trust them. I now have reason, I have cause not to trust them. I have cause to know that Russell M. Nelson is a false prophet. So just for the month of August, I've already explained to you how he's been doing it. The first week, which is how you test. You test week by week, the average. And it's the percentage, not the count. The first week was 8.7%. So as you can see, the mask mandate did have an initial lessening effect. But that's still orange level. That's what we were in when he shut us down. I'd have to go back and check the percentages. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. April is when he posted it on the government site. And yeah, the percentages for April, 4.8, 6.2, 2.8, 5, 7.35, 5.76, 5.3, 5.83, 5.75, 3.86, 7.1, 11.4. We go into the red on the 15th of April. But for the most part, I'm seeing 3s, 2, 3, 4s, 3s, 2, 4s, and a 6. And so that was yellow. But that was just the beginning. As it rose and escalated and got worse. And so to get the 8.7, we had 10.2, 8, 7.85, 11.6, 12.1, 5.2, 8.8. The second week, 9.3. We're getting right near 10%, which is the red. 666 was the first day on the 10th, 6.66%. And then 9.8 was last week. During this kind of a virus, you don't round down. You don't minimize the situation. You always round up. And so it's 10%. You don't mess with a virus. You don't deceive the people by saying, hey, oh, we're below 10. We're doing great. You notice it's rising. 8.7, 9.3, 9.8. We're going up. We got it going down, and now it's gone up. And this last week, school started for the first time for some of the schools here in Utah. So at the beginning of the week, 7.4, 5.6. Wow, that's doing good. Oops, then we go 9.5, then 8.5. And then here we find the first results of the consequences of opening up school during a pandemic of which we are nowhere near getting it under control. 13, 12.4, 12.2 to put us at a 9.8. And so starting this week so far, 16.4, 9.5. We're well into red. Just by opening up schools. Do you not see the problem? So the death toll, 397 as of yesterday's reporting. There were 7 new cases yesterday to put us at 397. It's almost 400. That's too much. 1 is too much when we know they could have prevented all of this by following the advice of the healthcare professionals from the beginning. And they chose not to do it. Nelson chose not to do it. These deaths are on his hands too. That's why he's Dr. Death. This does not count those who have not been tested, who have nonetheless died, because they refuse to do an autopsy. They're too busy. And so they can't test dead bodies. So if you die without having been tested positive for coronavirus, it's some other cause. And the numbers of deaths that have occurred during this time period are higher than previous years. So we know more people are dead because of this virus, just because they haven't been tested. The University of Utah is the first in the state to acquire the new saliva test. That is very likely the reason for the 16.4. We don't know. Nobody's telling us. But the news came out that the University of Utah had received the new saliva test. So you'd think that you're going to see results here, aren't you? That's what we see. 16.4. This isn't going to end anytime soon. So I'll keep you updated. I don't know if calling Nelson Dr. Death is going to be as exciting as talking about LDS temple porn, but we'll see.